Hey there, my name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaded Path. Today I want to teach you a brand new ring design that I am in love with. We call it the Grecian goddess ring because it is super blingy, and for those of you who like sparkle and who like bling, you are going to love this ring. So what you need to get together: 2 yards of 6-pound fire line. I'm going to be using crystal today. 12 inches of 0.5 millimeter stretch magic, 2 size 12 beading needles, 48 4 millimeter Color A Bicones. So for me, this is the color you're going to see the most in the ring. So I'm going to use fuchsia. You need 8 Color B Bicones. I'm going to be using rose. And an option is you can use 4 Color B and then 4 Color C. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do that option of using the B and the C. So it actually uses 3 colors in the ring instead of 2. This way too, it's a little bit easier for you to see some of the detail that I'll be working with. You also need 12 4 millimeter just fire polish round beads. This is going to be the base of the ring, which is primarily going to be covered up. You're going to need about 30 to 36 3 millimeter fire polish rounds, and this is going to be for the ring band. And then you need just about 1 gram of a size 11 seed bead. So go ahead and get your stuff together. I'm going to start off with a needle on each end of my 2-yard piece of fire line. To start out with, you're going to need all of your 4 millimeter rounds and then 4 of your Color A Bicones. You'll start out, 1 needle, I'm going to use the right hand needle, picks up a round, a Color A, and a round. Let those drop, and then with 1 needle, pick up 1 round, and you're going to cross your needles opposite ways through that 1 bead. Now on this first one, I'm going to put my needles together and then just hold on to that bead so that as I pull, the beads will go to the center of the thread. On each needle, pick up 1 round, let those beads drop, and on 1 needle, pick up 1 round, and you're going to cross your needles opposite ways through that 1 bead. Each needle picks up a round, and then with 1 needle, you pick up a Color A Bicone, and you're going to cross your needles opposite ways through that 1 bead. So that when you get done, you will have 3 little boxes of right angle weave complete with an A on each end. I'm going to start out with the right hand needle. This needle is going to go down through the bead right where the thread's coming out, through the bead here to the left, and then down through the bead right below where the thread's coming out. That's that middle side bead here. I'm going to set this needle down and I'm going to pick up the left hand needle. The left hand needle is going to go down through the bead right where the thread's exiting, through the bead to the right, which is going to be this one here in the center, down through the bead right where the thread is exiting, through the bead to the left, and then up through 1 bead, so that essentially what's going to happen is you're going to have a thread coming out of each side of the same bead, which is going to be the middle bead here. Take your needles, each one is going to pick up a round bead, and then with 1 needle you're going to pick up 1 A bicone, and you're going to cross your needles opposite ways through that 1 bead, so that now it looks like this. Now we have to stitch through to exit the middle bead here at the bottom. So to do that, I'm going to take the right hand needle, I'm going to come down through this bead, through the bead to the left, down through this bead, and then through the bead to the right. So down through the bead right where my thread's exiting, through the bead to the left, down through the bead right where the thread is exiting, and then through the bead to the right. And now that needle will be set down. I'll pick the left needle up. Left needle is going to come down through this bead, through the bead to the right, down through this bead, and then through the bead to the left. So down through this bead, through the bead to the right, down through this bead, and then through the bead to the left. Each needle is going to pick up a 4mm round. So at this point you should have no rounds left on the mat. And then with one needle you're going to pick up an A and cross your needles opposite ways through that one bead. So once you pull that, you're going to have a little diamond or a square shape depending on how you look at it. I'm going to take the right hand needle and I'm going to scoot some of my beads down here. The right hand needle is going to pick up a seed bead, an A, a seed bead, an A, and a seed bead. You're coming out of the top A, you're going to come to the next A to the right, and you're going to go through that bead. You're going to do this all the way around. So it's a seed bead, an A seed bead, an A, and a seed bead. Go through the A here at the bottom. A seed bead, an A seed bead, an A, and a seed bead. You'll go through the next A here to the side, and we're going to do that one more time. Seed bead A, seed bead A, seed bead. And you're going to come just through that last A. So it looks just like this. Now, depending on the brand of crystals you have, sometimes it will dome up a little bit, and that's okay, and then sometimes it'll be completely flat. It doesn't matter, because however you work it, it'll become flat. So I'm coming out each side of this bead here at the top, the center A. I'm going to pick up an A on each needle, let those fall, and I'm going to pick up one seed bead, and I'm going to cross my needles opposite ways through the one seed bead, because now you're going to start putting the embellishments over the top of the center strip down the middle. Pick up one A on each needle, and you're going to cross your needles opposite ways through the next round bead on the base. So I was exiting here, so I'm going to come to this round bead, and I'm going to cross opposite ways through that bead. So that it makes my first little X or embellishment here along the top. If you're going to use all B's instead of doing any sort of any C's, you'll want to put a B in this next section. I'm going to be doing a C, but I'm going to say it's a B, okay? So I'm going to pick up a B on each needle. I'm going to pick up 111 seed bead, and I'm going to cross opposite ways through the seed bead. Then you want a B on each needle, and you're going to cross opposite ways through the next round bead on the base, which is going to be this one right here. Now you're going to pick up an A on each needle and let those fall. Then you're going to pick up an 11, cross your needles opposite ways through that bead, and then pick up an A on each needle, and you're going to cross opposite ways through that last A in the row. Now, you want to take the left-hand needle and stitch through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads so that you're coming out of this A here to the side. Take the right-hand needle and come all the way around to come out of that same bead right here so that you'll have both threads exiting the same bead. So once you come out on each side, this is what it'll look like. You want to pick up an A on each needle. And you're fixing to hear printing going on because Sammy's printing labels, so it's what we do. Pick up one 11 and cross your needles opposite ways through that one bead. And then pick up one A with each needle. And you're going to cross opposite ways through the next round. And this is a little hard to see, but it's the one right under where the B's are at. So I'm going to go through that one. Well, I will at some point. There we go. Go through that one, and then I'll go through with this one. Was having a hot mess time there. Alright, so got that. And now you're going to take each needle, so the right hand needle is going to go up through the round bead right where the thread is coming out, and then through this bead here. And then the left needle is going to go up through the bead right where the thread is coming out, and then through the same bead that your right hand needle was exiting. So that now this is what you've got. We've got one more little set of A's to add, so we're going to pick up one A with each thread. And then pick up one size 11 seed bead, and you're going to cross your needles opposite ways through that one bead. Then you want an A on each needle, and this should finish up your A's. You shouldn't have any A's left on your mat. So you're going to pick up an A, and you're going to cross through this last A here on the end. So that now, this is what it looks like. With this right hand needle, I'm going to go through 3 beads. So I'm going to continue on through the 11, the 4mm, and the 11. You want to pick up one B and one 11. You're going to go through the B right above where the thread is exiting. So it's going to be this one here in the center. You're going to go right through it just in this direction. Then continue on through the 11. And then the 4mm to the right, which is this one here. Pick up an 11. And a B, and you're going to go through the 11 right across where the thread is exiting, and I'm going to go through that 11 going from right to left. And with the same needle, I'm going to continue on through the next A, 11, and A. And I'm going to set this to the side. The left hand needle here to the top, the one that I've not done anything with yet, is going to go through the next 11, A, and 11. Pick up a B and an 11, and you're going to come right up through the B here in the center of the ring. Go through the 11 in the middle, and then the 4mm to the left, which is this one here. Now pick up a B and an 11, and you're going to go through the 11 here, going from left to right. So I'm going to go in this direction, and then I'm going to continue on through the A, the 11, and the A, so that when you pull, you've now got all the embellishments on the top complete, and your threads are coming out opposite sides of the A in the middle. On each needle, you want to thread on 111, or 2 11s, I'm sorry. And then pick up 1 3mm round, and you're going to cross your needles opposite ways through that one bead. Reinforce this part, and then stitch your needles until they exit the opposite 4mm, which is going to be this one over here. And you're going to do the same thing. Once you have that done, you're ready to tie the threads off and start the actual ring band. Once you have the thread tied off, then you're ready to start your ring band. I've centered my 0.5 Stretch Magic into one of the loops here. And all you'll do for the ring band is you're going to pick up 1 3mm onto each end of the cord, and then you'll pick up 1 3mm, and you're going to cross your threads opposite ways through that one bead, so that when you pull those threads, it'll make your first little loop. You'll continue to do this until you reach the desired length of the band. Be sure to end with 1 3mm onto each strand. I've made my ring band to the length that I need, and I have a 3mm on each side. I'm going to take one of the threads here. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to go through the 3mm on the other side of the ring. I'm going to pull those together. And then I'm going to tie the 2 threads together. And when you tie them together, be careful not to get your bead caught up in this knot here that we're making. You want to put a couple of really good knots in it. You know, you don't want to make the bad knots, just the good knots. And then trim the thread, and you have a beautiful new ring. So this is the pink version, and here is the blue version, which I am loving. But there's 2 different versions of the Grecian goddess ring. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make the Grecian goddess ring. As I said, we do have the pattern and the 2 color kits available on our website, which is offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on Monday for Must Know Monday. Bye-bye!